This is not a training video, it's not a tutorial, not a how-to video. It's a demonstration of management of a situation I was using with a dog. I was assessing for training needs and something came up and I just captured it on video. You might find this useful if you've got a new rescue dog or you work with dogs and a dog you're handling does this behaviour, and this is just a non-aggressive way for a non-aggressive dog for you to manage the situation. Ideally the dog would be trained, but that could well be further down the line. There is a fuller explanation of the behaviour and what I'm doing and why at the end of the video, but I do talk about it through the video while I'm demonstrating. Back towards him, see if that helps. Yeah, he's running in the same way. This is a game to him. Percy, you can't have that one. That's tuppence, it's too small for you. Come here. I'm not going to try and take it out of his mouth. I'm just going to hold him. Gently. I'm not pulling. He's pulling. But now I'm not pulling. He wants to put his head down, so I'm not letting him. So it does look like pulling now, but my hand hasn't moved. Because his head comes back up, I'm going to release the pressure, because I don't want to strangle him. Because it's a ball, I can't use some of my tricks, so we might be here for the long haul. So let me stop and restart it so I can put the phone down. So now I've got two hands. Oh, I'm going to actually hold his head up this way. It's really no effort for him to hold it because it's just resting behind his canines, so it's no effort. Okay, he's trying to put his head down, so this is him trying to break. Good boy! And normally I wouldn't take it away from him while he was watching, but it was that I'll grab him and take him out of the room. Good boy. He was trying to put his head down to brace. No, that's too small for you, darling. It wasn't your fault, it was my fault for leaving it there. Yeah, he was trying to put his head down to brace the item so he could readjust it in his mouth. Good boy. No, it's gone. It's gone. So stopping them put their head down can really help. Some dogs will... Don't put your bum in the camera. Some dogs will learn to brace it on their chest, so they'll just put their head on their chest. So then you had to almost have to give them a brace under the chin so they can't put their head down. But obviously if they're aggressive and might bite, you have to be really careful. If they're already biting, then I wouldn't try this. You need a professional. But if they're just, I don't want to let that go, there's just one of the ways you can get it out. Good boy. Percy is just with me for a few days to just do a full assessment of some of his resource guarding behaviours prior to a circumstance change in his home. I have cleared away most of the toys that belong to Tuppence that I don't want him to play with or aren't safe for him to play with, and I missed this ball. So he's picked this ball up, and as you can see in the video, it's suddenly a game to him. He's teasing me with it, he won't give it back. But because it's a tiny little ball, it's resting ever so gently against his canines. There's literally no effort involved in him holding onto this ball. And because it's fully enclosed in his mouth, it makes it difficult for me to use some of the tricks and methods I use to get things away from dogs. Now I want you to note, this is not training. This is not how I would train a dog to drop things or leave things or not pick things up. But the video is a help, supposed to be a help for home boarders or pet owners that perhaps haven't got that far in their training, or the dog has picked something up they didn't expect. It's not their dog. You've got no training. You've got no cue words to give it. How do you get the dog to drop it? And this is one of the methods. What dogs like to do, especially when they're teasing you and running around, is they often like to brace themselves, the item in their mouth, on the ground to adjust their grip better to keep hold of it. It's less likely, you see it less often with bulls that rest on their canines. You do start seeing it in this video. So one of the ways is I will hold the collar and not let them drop their head. So what you see Percy doing this is just take all the weight off his front legs so that he can drop down, and then of course it looks like I'm strangling him. It looks like I'm yanking him by his collar, which I am not. All I've done is not move my hand from where it was originally. So as the video goes through, I put the phone down because I had the phone in the hand. Put the phone down, and that gives me opportunities to use two hands, and I just lace my hands across his chest. That just means that I can prevent him putting his head down and not be reliant on holding the collar. So I sped up the two sections where he was just holding it and nothing was happening. But it did take, I think the first one was 30 seconds before I changed my position. Then it was over 30 seconds, about 40, I think. And then you can see him again trying to brace himself on the floor to get a better grip. And because he's not able to do that, gravity then helps me by letting it fall out. So some dogs, which I again try and say in the video, some dogs will try or they learn to brace it on their own chest. So you're holding their head up, stopping them on the floor, and they're busy brushing it on their chest like that to get their better grip. So this is just one of the ways I use to manage a behaviour once it's happened that's not trained for. So this is not training, this is management. I say in the video, I don't like to pick it up while the dog is watching, because from the dog's point of view, you've just stolen their item, because when it's in your mouth, it belongs to you in the dog world. So I don't like them to see that I've just stolen their item. And it's another reason why, if I can possibly avoid it, I won't put my hands in their mouth. Quite apart from obviously not wanting to get caught by the tooth or deliberately bitten, I don't want to steal it from the dog's mouth from his point of view. So that can, in some dogs, start making them swallow things. So I hope this video helps you.